Okay, part 2. Here we go. All right, let's use scissors for this. So we are continuing to open all of our literature-based selections. Okay, see, this is kind of the downside of how they ship things. Okay, Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, Good Omens. This is part of the 11th grade literature, which I am going to be doing a separate literature English for her. So I think a lot of the Build Your Library books are going to be like she just reads them versus writing about them. She is a very prolific reader. She read Grapes of Wrath in less than 24 hours and had a positive opinion of it. So I think that will be the way to do it. King Leopold's Ghost. Again, this is a Build Your Library book. And a lot of these books feel wet, so that's kind of a bummer. I'm not sure about why. And again, this is, I think, the historical, the history, not necessarily English. The Making of a Poem. So a Norton Anthology of Poetic Forms. This is for the 11th grade English with Build Your Library. I was just seeing a bunch of Norton books yesterday in the library bookshop. There's the table of contents. And I'm pretty sure that the poems are assigned in the Build Your Library curriculum. So here's the table of contents. And there's just so many poems here, you can see. All right, all different forms of poems. So I wanted to get that because I haven't really emphasized formal poetry with her as much as like my older daughter is doing or has done 3 years of poetry with Memoria Press, the British tradition. So I thought I should really focus on that for my younger daughter. This is a book for, I believe, Form 2, for the Book of Centuries, to look at the illustrations. It's kind of the same theory as the Eric, what's his name? The artist. I don't remember his last name. I want to say Eric Carle, but I know that's not the right one. That is the Very Hungry Caterpillar one. Okay, The War to End All Wars. This is by Russell Friedman. This might be, what is this for? I don't know what this is for, but it's for one of my kids. It's the same author as, so I'll get back to you on that. Maybe this, actually, I think based on the content, this must be for 11th grade for Build Your Library. Okay. I have an assistant off camera, so that is why our stuff is getting opened off. All right, it's Why Poetry. This is one of the 11th grade English books to go with the other poetry book. Again, this is an 11th grade book. And so you can see that Build Your Library is very heavily literature based. These are substantial books. I would not just assume that it would work as scheduled for like any student. But I think you could definitely modify it if you need to. But I think my daughter can handle it because she is a very prolific reader. So this is The Wives of Henry VIII Tell-All. This one was hard to find, so that's why I ended up just ordering it. Next, we have, I've shown this one before in the Saints video. I may even already own it, but this is one of the Beautiful Feet books. Okay. And then I was so excited I was able to find on Thrift Books. These are the history spines for 11th grade. I actually found another book by this author in the library bookshop, but it was like the history of everything. This is another one of the history books for 11th grade. It is a graphic novel, so I thought that was kind of interesting. These are as well. So it's kind of interesting, the juxtaposition between having the comic books for history versus like all of the extensive amounts of reading. Could be a good balance. Maybe that's the point. Or you could see how you could modify this to someone who doesn't like to read. You could just focus on choosing some of the selections. Okay. Making good progress. There's all these ads in here. Okay. This is another one of the books about North Korea for the Build Your Library 11th grade. This one feels damp too. Oh, here's the other anthology. This is the final one. Pretty rough shape, but there weren't a lot of options. So I think I probably ended up getting like, in good condition versus very good. Oops, sorry, we're having shaking. And this student has done like a lot of focus on classic European and old classic books. So I feel like it's going to be a nice change to have these different multicultural readings, to have, an actually, this one's got writing in it, to have an actually, what's the word? Like you're not well read if you only read certain books, that perspective. I tend to agree with that. I feel that you should be reading from a wide variety, and she's done a lot of Brave Writer selections in the past, as well as like on the side from her studies. So I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited about how this feels very similar to the stuff we're doing at the younger grades, but for an older age. This is, I think this is a Wildwood book for Form 2A. Not sure. Oh, and it's signed by the author. Wow. Here's the table of contents. And we read Sadako this year, so this is fresh on our minds. And you can see this is like a living history approach. It makes the book like come alive. There's that. That may be for 11th grade, but I have a feeling it might not be. Then History of the World Map by Map. This, I think, is also an 11th grade book, and I'm excited to have it because it is a great geography resource. You can see you've got like where stuff is taking place. So this is either an 11th grade book or this is the Form 2A upper from Wildwood. I'm really not sure. Who knows? It could even be from the CMEC. So I don't know who this is for. I'll have to go look back and look at my plans. But anyway, you can see it's an excellent resource. And again, from Thrift Books. So I didn't pay that. I paid like $5 for it. It's in kind of rough shape. The spine's a little bit deteriorating. Okay, and I showed you these two. I'm running out of space. Okay, this one I'm going to venture to guess is a Beautiful Feet book. Oh, and this is Finding Winnie. So this one's about Winnie the Pooh, the true story of the world's most famous bear. So that's cute. I'm really looking forward to that. All right, next. Trying to open two things at once so we can go a little bit faster. All right, so here we have Anno's Spain and Wings for Purr. This is a D.L. Lair book. This is very hard to find. Usually you can only find it on the Beautiful Feet site. But it's got those same full page color illustrations that the D.L. Lairs are well known for. There's the back of it. Then we have Anno's Spain. We just looked at the other Anno's books, so I was able to find this one used. So that'll be fun to kind of compare and contrast the different Anno books. Then I finally got my Cupid and Psyche, which was on back order, which of course I already have. So now I've got 2 copies of that. This is for Memoria Press 3rd grade picture books. And then I'm just going to see. So it looks like one of the things I was hoping to show you guys is not here, which is the main spine for the AP African American Studies. So that's a bummer. But we've got, so I decided to make the oceanography class for my senior into oceanography and ecology. So this goes with that, as well as this one. And then the lessons in astronomy, including, this is for, I think, my 11th grader, if we're doing that. This book is actually really hard to find because it's an old book. And so it was like selling on Amazon for like $150 or something crazy like that, published in 1897. So someone republished it, and so I snatched it up. So I don't know if my junior will use it or not, but my sixth grader is saying he wants it. But this is a very advanced astronomy book for, I think Form 4 is the minimum age, which is like 11th grade. Anyway, more science books. Then we have Bill Bryson on Shakespeare, so that was exciting. He writes a lot of the books that are used by Sabbath Mood, which is a science Charlotte Mason approach. So I was excited to see that name. Then we have Homegoing, which I think is also a... oh, you know what? This must be for AP African American Studies based on the description. Get back to you on that. Gold Eaters, this one I know is from the Build Your Library 11th grade historical fiction. I'm so bummed that that textbook hasn't come yet. Okay. Lucia's Travel Bus. This is the For the Beautiful Feet, Europe and South America, Salt, Sugar, Fat. This one is for my daughter, my senior year, well, for this year actually, 11th grade, currently 11th grade, Biology of Nutrition. Here's the description. This is a great book if you haven't read it. I read it years ago, and it was very interesting, and this is just like what she's interested in with regard to that class. And we have In Defense of Food by Michael Pollan. This is one of the assigned books, I believe, for the Oak Meadow Health and Nutrition course. And so this is kind of, we were talking about the other books she had read, and I thought that this would go well with that. Then we have Mailing May. I talked about this book in the 5 in a Row video. It's this darling book about when this child mailed herself to her grandma's house because it was like inexpensive. It was so cute. So this is actually, I think this is one of the books. Why did I get this book? I don't know why I got this book. It might be, I might have just gotten it for the 5 in a Row thing, but I feel like it was assigned somewhere else. So who knows? Mailing May, there it is. Then we have Energy Island. Why did I get this book? I don't remember. Oh, it's in Denmark. Okay, so this is a Beautiful Feet book. That makes sense. Art Masterpieces to Color. This is a book from one of these curriculums. I don't remember which one, but I thought that it was darling and I had to have it. So I found it used. Isn't that so cool? I'm really excited about that. And then you have the key in the front. So that is cool. The Two-Door Tutor. This is another one of the Build Your Library books. And so if you're watching this video, you're like, oh my God, it's so many books. And it is, but it's for like 5 different kids. So that is why there are so many, because it is for an entire year's worth. What I've done in the past is gotten like books just in time. But then like you don't know which books are going to be hard to find or out of print. So I've been now trying to get everything in advance. And then if I can't find certain books, try to find those through the library app or what have you. This is also an 11th grade book. But that's why there's so many. I'm going to have 3 kids in high school. And we do a literature-based approach. So that's going to be a lot of books, right? And like I said, my rising 11th grader, currently in 10th grade, loves to read. So I got her like all of the books. And I'm sure she'll even probably still finish early. Here's Anno's Journey. Again, Beautiful Feet Around the World with Picture Books. El Chino, this is by Alan Say. He's written a lot of lovely books he was, I think, half American, half Japanese. I'm not sure. One of his parents was an English teacher in Japan. I think he wrote like My Grandfather's Journey and other things. Okay, and is that it? Are we done? Oh, sorry, last file, Last Days of Night. This is, Edison, Tesla, Westinghouse. This is one of the, I think, historical fiction, probably. Miss Rumphius. I don't know if this was assigned or not, but I had to have this book because it is in like every single amazing literature-based Charlotte Mason program. And I've read it before to my kids, and I didn't have a copy, I don't think. Rainforest Grow All Around. This is the South America one. I'm pretty sure this is Beautiful Feet, South America, that is. Here's the back. We have this book too, it's cute. The Boy Who Held Back the Sea. This is another Beautiful Feet book. Gorgeous pictures. Stone Soup. I don't know if this was assigned or not, but amazingly, I don't own a copy of this book, right? Like how is that possible? I don't even know. So I had to get it. And so what I'm doing with these is we're going to be starting like right now with these because we've finished all of the Memoria Press second grade picture books, and I don't want to start with the third grade ones. So I got all of the Beautiful Feet Around the World books to start that curriculum right now. And we homeschool year round with taking off June. So we'll do that for like the next month or so, then take a break and then come back to it. Librarian of Auschwitz. This is another one of the Beautiful Feet, or not Beautiful Feet, Build Your Library, 11th grade. And then we have Illustrated Guide to Home Chemistry Experiments. I'm pretty sure this is a Build Your Library book. Lab work is very important. If you didn't catch in my other video, I recently learned that some colleges actually request copies of lab reports for courses that you're saying had a lab. So if you have a student, especially if you have a student that wants to study science in college, definitely make sure that you are keeping your lab reports. I'm not familiar with what Build Your Library does for that, but I do know that the CMEC has a very explicit guide to keeping a lab notebook. And you can see there's some spots in here, but this just looks great because it's really got like step by step. So this will be great for, this is for my junior. She's going to be doing CK12 chemistry, which is fully planned in the Build Your Library Year 11 curriculum, and this goes along with it. So that is great. And then I think the last book is The Ultimate Guide to Your Microscope. This is for my senior. Of course, she knows how to use a microscope, but this, I guess, is helpful for like this type of stuff, which she's done before maybe, but looks like there's different experiments and things to do in here. So I'm really excited about that because, again, when you're in a large family, I can't always oversee and facilitate the experiments for the older kids. Obviously, for the younger kids, you can't just set them free, but it's really nice to have resources like this for older kids so that you're like enabling them to do the science. You know, you're not just reading about it. And it's really important, particularly for my oldest, because like I said, she does want to be a doctor. She does need those lab credits. And this year she will not be taking a paid course. She'll be doing it independently. So I think that is it. That is the huge, massive unhauling. We're almost at an hour here between the two videos. Insane amount of books. I don't know where I'm going to put them all. I will have to put them in plastic to avoid the great flood of the AP biology test week, and protect the books from any further potential risk of getting flooded. But anyway, it's really exciting to see all of these books in one place. A lot of these go hand in hand with the stuff I've showed you guys before. But that is it. That is almost every single book. There's still a couple of books I need for my 9th grader. And I am expecting a huge package from Oak Meadow any day now, which I can't wait to share with you guys. And then you'll get more of a sense of where I'm going with English for my next year's 11th grader and 12th grader. But it will incorporate a lot of these things like I've already told you. So that is where we're at. Thank you guys for watching. I'll try to remember to link the things I talked about down below. But in the meantime, if there's anything I said and you're like, what are you talking about? What is this book from? What are you doing? You're so crazy with all the books. You must live in a library. Feel free to leave those comments down below. And otherwise, thanks for watching. And if you want to keep apprised of everything we have going, make sure that you're subscribed. Thanks for watching.